Hello everyone, I am Wicca BluMoon, and today we are going to be doing a road opening spell. And for this, I'm going to be doing more of the advanced techniques. So I have an orange candle and I have a white candle. And I have a pencil, a lighter, something to carve the sigils into each candle. I made a holder, and I have some black salt. So first what we're going to do is make the sigil. So for this I'm going to use a combination of 3 runes. So So this one represents growth, progress, development, and change. This one symbolizes endurance and continuity. And then another one. This one represents success and harmony with your life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these things. So if you look at this one here, it has the same top. So if we went add a tail on this one, that means we use those, and you see this triangle, that's the same triangle here. So we'll just continue it out a little bit. And there you go. There you have this right there. This one is outlined with this, and then you have the third one. So and I always go over it a couple times. It doesn't have to be the best perfect looking sigil you've ever made. Alright, so that is that one that we just made. Now since I previously chose these 3 for the candles because it's for opening more doors, opening for success, growing, and being successful at it, and accepting everything that happens in our lives. So that's excellent for the road opening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that sigil and I'm going to carve it into each one of these candles. Now these are votive candles. You can use other candles if you wish. These are what I use mostly. They are easy to get. They last for a long time. And most importantly, I've had great success with them. Now these are scented. You do not have to use scented candles. You can use whatever candles you'd like to use. You can use a bigger candle if you wanted to. These typically burn about 11 to 12 hours. Sometimes they burn longer, sometimes they go out a little bit sooner. That does not mean that the spell has failed in any way, shape, or form. And I have had a couple people ask, what does it mean if the candle burns down in a very quick time? Is it bad? Or does it cancel the spell? And I typically don't think negative on magic work because the intent that I have isn't negative in nature. Now I have had the bases, like glass bases. I'll show you. I've used holders like this. I've used a couple different ones. As you can see, I have some smut here. I still need to clean up from the fire. Whenever it burned down, the wick shifted a little bit, so it made little burn marks on the edge. But I don't think anything negative has happened. Now, if the as I said, the candle holder, if it breaks, what type of work were you doing? Was it negative in nature? Was it positive in nature? And a lot of times it could just mean that there was a lot of energy put into that spell that it just couldn't contain it. It just exploded the shell of it. I've had people say, well, sometimes the candle wick shifts. It could heat up the container and it could explode, essentially. But I've never really had any wax spill out from the container being blown up, so I don't think that would be purely the result of that. Because of its burning on the side and it made the glass break, wax would spill out all over the place. I've never had wax spill out everywhere. So that's why I think that. But it's like being called in at your day job or job. Do you think negative whenever you get called into the office or school? It's not always bad things. I try not to think it's bad things. Because if you think all the time that bad things are going to happen, eventually they are going to. So, think positively. Now, for these, you can put actual herbs that you want to in here for your specific result. I usually just put some of my black salt in there, and as you can see, it packs in there, kind of outlines the sigil a little bit more, and I just kind of push it and kind of packs out. Do a little shake, most of it stays in there. Same thing for this. You can use cinnamon, you can use salt, you can use basil if you want to. You can use black salt. Someone asked me what the difference was with salt and black salt. For me, this black salt is made from the ashes of my spells residue. So after I get done with my paper burning, things of that nature, my ash from my just my ashes from my, let's see here, for my incense. A lot of times I use toned incense. I do have stick as well, and also loose. So with the ashes from that, I'll mix it in for my salt that I use, and I also use this for my circle as well. So a lot of that energy is absorbed into this mixture. I'm just kind of going around the edges, kind of top of this, what I will do is I'm going to actually have the sigil point in my direction. So we're going to do 1, 2. Alright. Same thing with this one. I'm going to make a 5 dots, and this is how I usually make my pentagrams. Is I make little holes so that I know which direction to go in, and it doesn't have to be perfect. See, I slipped there and I got the wick, but that's okay. Oh, and also, did you see me tap the bowl? I tapped it 3 times. I always tap things 3 times because it's for the maiden. For the triple aspect. Sorry, it's hard to think while you are talking. So with this, what I did was I actually just made a container to where both candles can burn down and meld together. So that way it becomes one, and whenever it combines together, it releases the energy up above. Now, previously, before starting, I charged these, so if you want to charge them now, pause the video for a couple minutes and then go ahead and charge them. I kind of clean up as I go. Now, right now, you can say a prayer. You can ask for the goddess to help you send the energy to where it needs to go, and that's what I did here. Was this one represents the triple goddess aspect, because that is who I am going to ask to help guide this. I also do have more altar tiles that I've made for different deities or spirits, which they are in my Etsy shop. If you want to go and purchase, they are only $12. All right. Goddess, please guide these. Please guide this spell to where it needs to be, so that it may work to its full potential. Help guide this to help myself. I understand, and I thank you. Okay, now while doing that, I am actually, with my hands, I'm creating an energy circle. I don't know if you can see it. but I'm just having energy flow circularly around my fingers. So while I was doing that, energy was swirling around the candle. I don't know if you can hear that, the wick is sizzling. Alright, so now these are going to be going. I will have them set off to the side to where they can do what they need to do in order for this spell to work. Now generally, if you're looking for a time aspect, it's really up in the air. I've had spells work right away, and I've had spells work that have taken months or even years. So don't be discouraged if you don't see a result right away. Spells follow the less path of resistance, so maybe it's just stuck in traffic for right now and you need to have someone give it a little bit more of a push. So this is one way you can do it. Try different methods. Maybe one will help either push the first one along, or maybe it might take the fast lane and just go all the way around the traffic. So don't be discouraged if it doesn't go right away. Always try new things. Also study, do your research, make sure that you're taking every precaution when you do a new spell. So whenever you feel like it, you know what to do if something arises. So thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you again next time. Thank you very much.